In this video, I will explain my vision for sustainable area development. First, I will outline my general opinion and perspective on the concept of sustainable area development. Then, I will discuss several important topics, such as climate change and its associated impacts, and create a vision for an area being developed in Amersfoort, called the New City, or De Nieuwe Stad, in Dutch. Various topics will be covered, including the energy transition, achieving carbon neutrality, climate adaptation to cope with the effects of climate change, establishing a circular economy in the new city, and improving the accessibility for everyone. What I consider to fall under sustainable area development encompasses all types of area development where everything is done sustainably. By this, I mean that a location, for example, an old factory, is assessed to see how it can be completely transformed into, for instance, housing and workplaces in a sustainable, climate-neutral, and 100% circular manner. This means that in my vision, everything remains in place because everything is reused, and no waste is generated. The site is renovated, and new buildings are added. This is done sustainably and with sustainable materials that are not taken away from future generations, ensuring they still have resources. Additionally, in my opinion, all machinery must be sustainable too, for instance, running on solar energy instead of diesel, which is harmful to the climate. In short, everything in the entire process is 100% sustainable. I chose the year 2100 because I believe a year closer to now might not show significant changes, as climate change occurs over a long period. If a year too far in the future is chosen, the visions and scenarios may not be reliable due to the significant innovations that can occur in the meantime. Additionally, the impact of various external factors would be greater, making it more challenging to create an accurate picture. My vision is based on a study by TU Delft on climate scenarios, which uses the reference period of 1981-2010. In my vision, the temperature is warm and there is a high airflow. I chose the most drastic scenario because it presents an interesting challenge to implement various solutions in the new city with this extreme scenario in mind and to make the city completely sustainable. We need to get away from fossil fuels because burning them releases CO2, which causes global warming. This is very bad for the climate. To get an energy system that fully contributes to the realization of a sustainable development of society, an energy transition is needed. This transition can only be realized if it goes hand in hand with technological innovation, according to a report by the University of Utrecht. In my vision for the new city, I will apply the three main renewable energy sources, namely, solar, wind and biomass. But in the second part of this video I will talk more about this. The scientific report from TU Delft, on which my vision is based, presents the following figures for the variables temperature, precipitation, and solar radiation. It is crucial to respond to these changes and implement climate-adaptive solutions accordingly. Due to the increased temperature, the urban heat island effect will become more pronounced. Additionally, there will be more annual rainfall, and solar radiation will slightly increase. Climate-adaptive ideas will ensure that the new city does not suffer from these issues, but rather turns them into something positive and sustainable. Finally, the topic of accessibility and inclusiveness is of great importance. By 2100, the entirety of the Netherlands, and especially the new city, must be fully accessible to everyone. It should not matter whether you are blind, in a wheelchair, or have mobility issues. Everything must be accessible to everyone. This also relates to reachability. How well is the area served by public transportation? Are there parking spaces for sustainable cars? All of this falls under the aspect of accessibility and will be further detailed in the vision for the new city. The new city is being built in Amersfoort, and it is an existing built-up area. It used to be an industrial site with several factories. Now, the municipality of Amersfoort has decided to build homes on the factory sites and preserve as much as possible. This part of the video explains how the new city should look according to my vision. The map now shown comes from the Klimaateffect Atlas and is a soil map legend. At the location where the new city will be in Amersfoort, it can be seen that there are no special features in Amersfoort regarding the soil. The site is already built up, and the soil is good here. However, the urban heat island effect is a problem. The map of the Klimaateffect Atlas shows that in 2050, with a high scenario, the urban heat island effect will be at its highest. In my scenario for 2100, this will be even worse for the new city. The ideas for the new city must be adapted to this. Much must be implemented to reduce heat stress. In my vision for the new city, this should be shaped as follows. To start, there should be little paving. The paving that does exist should be designed with green strips on both sides. This is to allow water to drain away and to prevent the street from heating up as much as possible. Additionally, all roofs must have green roofs with solar energy. This greenery reduces heat. Various trees, shrubs, and green walls should be throughout the area. All this prevents the urban heat island effect. In conclusion, this means more urban green infrastructure. According to research by the University of Twente, urban green infrastructure refers to grass, hedges and shrubs, trees, green roofs, and green facades. This will all be implemented in the new city. Scientific studies confirm the ability of urban green infrastructure to reduce urban heat stress and improve thermal comfort, according to the University of Twente. In my opinion, water also acts as a cooling factor for this effect. By allowing small streams to flow in the new city and organizing squares with fountains, this should provide cooling. In my vision, it is important that the water keeps flowing, otherwise, many mosquitoes will appear, and the water will stink. The water used is excess rainwater. By 2100, there will be an average of 7% more rain than in the reference period of 1981-2010, according to the report from TU Delft, on which my vision is based. There will also be more extreme rain. The map shows the amount of water on the streets after an extreme rainstorm in 2024 from the Atlas Leafomgeving. Currently, there is already an average of 10-20 centimeters of water on the streets after an extreme storm, and the extreme storms will only increase in my chosen vision. However, I have solutions for this in my vision. The water from extreme rainfall can drain well and be captured through the green infrastructure. There is also a drainage system under the new city. Excess water enters this system and can be used for other purposes in the new city. This drainage system also automatically addresses extreme rain because the water is quickly captured. This is because, in my new city, the ground gently slopes in some places, almost imperceptible to ordinary people, but the rain does flow down. Here, the rain ends in gravel pits with trees inaccessible to people. There are also drainage systems underneath that capture the rain the trees do not use for later use. These drainage systems are also under the green infrastructure with the same function. These tree pits are everywhere in the new city, providing a beautiful green appearance, removing heat stress, and capturing rainwater. In the new city, solar and wind energy will be used to power the city. All this energy will be generated and stored in the new city. Solar energy will be the primary source of energy generation. Solar energy will be collected via the roofs in the new city. All roofs have tiles that collect solar energy, so there are no unsightly solar panels. Solar collectors in the ground also store solar energy. An average household of 4 uses 3,000 kilowatt-hours per year in 2100. An average solar panel generates 315 kilowatt-hours per year. This means that 9.52 solar panels are needed, which are 1 meter by 1.7 meters. When the entire roof collects solar energy, much more is generated, and everyone in the new city can be powered. If there are problems with the amount of sunlight, wind energy is used. This is no longer generated with wind turbines but with small tunnels where wind blows through, driving a generator. This results in much less landscape pollution and less disturbance for people. Additionally, since the new city is self-sufficient and circular, this does not need to be done in large quantities. Therefore, the choice was made for small tunnels with generators. Everything in the new city must be circular. No resources from nature may be used without being returned to Mother Nature. Everything in the new city is circular. Food is grown in the new city, enough for the city itself. No food production is needed from other countries, and the new city is not dependent on other countries. There are large vegetable gardens and greenhouses that run on natural means, such as generated solar energy, ensuring no large trucks need to drive back and forth to supply us. Water is also circular. All water is stored in the ground with the help of drainage systems. The water used for showering flows back to purification works via underground pipes. This water is relatively clean and can be reused after purification. In short, everything is circular in the new city, and everything is located in the new city. Parks, forests, and the like are also in the new city. This means the new city must expand significantly compared to what it is now. This extra space allows it to be completely self-sufficient and everything to be located in the new city. The new city is easily accessible for everyone. There are charging points, and in the new city, people already drive solar-powered cars. The roads are good, and there is an extensive bicycle network in the city to central important places. These include the supermarket, a hospital, schools, etc. Additionally, the new city is wheelchair-friendly and also friendly for visually impaired people. Throughout the city, there are tiles that blind people can follow with their canes to get from point A to point B. This makes the new city accessible and reachable for everyone. In 2015, the Sustainable Development Goals were adopted by all United Nations member countries. These goals aim to achieve a sustainable world for everyone. There are 17 goals, and a few of these goals are explained in more detail for the new city on how they should be achieved. One of the goals the new city focuses deeply on is Goal 7, affordable and clean energy. Also, sustainable cities and communities are addressed in the new city. The entire new city must be sustainable and self-sufficient. This does not further burden the climate. 12 Sudanese pounds, responsible consumption, is also addressed. Due to the circular economy, people are very conscious of what they can consume because everything is produced in the new city. Finally, 13 Sudanese pounds is further elaborated in the vision. There are many solutions for climate problems and ways to live with these problems. This video has provided more clarity about my vision for sustainable area development and what a sustainable area should look like according to my vision, guided by the new city in Amersfoort.